Good morning, everybody. Just trying to get set up here. If you look real close, whatever that is, I'm not sure. I have no idea. But anyways, look at the really nice sunrise this morning. Didn't get the rain yesterday, so while I'm talking and you're looking at the sunrise, I'll just do some watering real quick. Potatoes and beans are right below me here. I'm not sure if that's coming out, but there's the potatoes. But let's focus on that for a minute. I'm going to be doing a pumpkin dish later, since I'm at the point now where I'm loading up on the pumpkin in the freezer. And it's going to be a roast pumpkin with a cinnamon maple glaze. Hey, Teresa. So I hope you guys will watch that. It'll probably come out this weekend or Monday, but it's going to be a quartered, maybe a quartered pumpkin, a small pumpkin. I'll roast it with the skin on in the oven, and then about 5 minutes before it finishes, I'll remove it, turn the broiler on, and then I'll make a pure New York maple syrup cinnamon glaze. So I think that would be pretty cool. And while the sun is doing its thing, let's come on over here for a minute and see. It's a little dark right now, but you can see the flowers right here. Hey, Misty. We're supposed to get in the 90s again today, and I have a bunch of stuff I got to do this afternoon. So I wanted to come out real quick and just knock out just a little bit of water. We're looking like we're going to get some storms between Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I'll do a little today and then not worry about it. But I'm going to tell you, let me back up here for a second. If I can. I know it's dark, but the plants have taken over the garden. I mean, the pumpkin plants, it's probably taken up 500 square feet of this garden. There's my A-frame real quick. Take a gander at that for a minute. I'm gonna get some water on the Black Beauty. The Black Beauty zucchini plants. Hey, Teresa. And I keep wetting down this hardboard, because while it's keeping the weed population down. I also want it there because it's decomposing and composting. So here comes the sun. So I've been out here watering for a little bit before the live went. I'm not going to be on long. I just like to, it's so peaceful here in the morning. I do want to show people this. This is funny. This, if you can see that, is my first compost bucket full. Well, obviously there was some seeds in there because I got stuff growing out of my compost bucket. So I'm just gonna let it go. I'm not gonna kill it. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna keep watering it. I'm gonna be adding compost to that one next. But yeah, it's coming up nice. It's looking really nice. So as I move around the garden a little bit, I'll dip the camera down so we can show you. This is more pumpkins. Those are Connecticut Gold, or I'm sorry, Connecticut Field. I gotta get out here over the weekend, unhook it from the fence and put the runner going this way. But you can see the two runners are going that way. You got some pretty decent sized flowers in there. Bees are very active this morning. It's coming up good now. Okay. Have to do a sugar pie pumpkin update soon because I got 2 there and I got, I think, 6 or 8 more plants over that way behind me. Here, let me get up closer to it here, if you can see it. So those are all of my harvest for pole beans, my pole beans for harvest this fall, which are just going to be for seeds. I'm not eating those. I want those for more seeds. I'm building my seed collection. And then that is some cantaloupe. Those 2 are cantaloupe. And then let me show you this. Here is my bush beans, pole beans, and then this whole run here all the way up to the fence is about a 15-foot section of all radishes. Excited about that. There's my other sugar pie. There's June. And this is probably a better view from the side, if I can get past the apple tree here, is my 2 cucumber plants that are going to run up that trellis. I'm going to tie them up to the trellis today to run up. And you got 2 over here. You can see they're running that way. They're about 3 foot long now. I'm going to get those attached to the trellis. Then I have my cultivator out here to come out and do some weeding. This is the little pumpkin plant that could. I was going to finish this plant off because I just have the one in there, but then I do have some smaller pumpkins in there. I am just waiting a couple days to see if they are going to get pollinated or not and start to grow. If they don't, I'm going to then cut the plant down and use it for compost. But I'm going to see if I can get in there here. Let's see. Yes. Okay. There is the pumpkin. So like I said, I do have some pumpkins that are still growing. They're about the size of a, I don't know, quarter maybe. and the flowers have begun to open. So if they get pollinated and take off, I'll leave this plant alone because it's doing well, the plant itself. And then here we go. We have some sugar pies and some cantaloupes and some sugar pies. So the center one of each side will run up this trellis. One and one will run up that trellis, and then this one and the outside ones, if they continue to grow, one will go that way, one will go this way, that one will go that way, this one will come this way. So that's basically the garden in a nutshell. But again, now that it's more light out, look at the size. I mean, these pumpkin plants are very, very hardy plant. Look at that. From here to all the way over there is about 30 feet. From this corner to that corner is probably 35 feet. That's how long those runners get. They're very healthy plants. So I'm having, looking into the future a little bit if I can, which I can't, but if I were able to, I'm hoping I have a really good yield next year. And there it is. Sunrise is happening. I'm doing a biscuit. Thank you, Teresa. I'm doing an iteration on kind of a biscuit. I'll do a video later. It'll come out next week. It is not the traditional Southern biscuit where you use lard or butter or Crisco and you keep folding the dough so you get layers. This is more like a mix between a scone and a biscuit where you're not using a shortening like a butter or a Crisco. It's using a heavy cream for the fat. So it's a lighter, it's not gonna have layers. But what you do is you roll the dough out in a circle, you cut it with a pizza cutter and let it rise that way in the oven when it cooks. And they kind of make a scone-ish type thing that you can put butter and jam on or maple syrup on in the morning when you're having your bacon, eggs, or whatever. And it's very quick to do because you're not trying to cut all the lard into the flour. It's a 5-minute, combination of ingredients. Throw it in the oven for 15 minutes and it's done. So it's just a really quick way to get some kind of bread on the table. We're doing that also. That's gonna be a couple things we're doing, and then I am working on a couple other little dishes that we do for sides, and then I'm gonna get into a few dishes where it all goes together. And I did my vacuum sealing yesterday, which that stuff is now in the freezer. That video comes out this week. I'm gonna do some more vacuum sealing probably on Friday, and then I'm gonna start doing some small scale canning next week, I think. I just gotta get my mason jar collection going. And it's just, like I said, it's gonna be a small scale canning operation. I might do a little pickling, and that's for the homestead portion. Hey Janet, how you doing? So that's where we're at. Now that we're here, and it's lightening up a little bit, let me get this up here. Yeah, there we go. There you can see. Look at that. And if you look really close right there, I'll get in there and weed later, but those are all of my green beans. Those are just plain old pole beans. They're gonna be 5th generation. Those are seeds I have, no, those are new ones, I'm sorry. The 5th generations are over there. But what a beautiful day. It's 72. It's gonna be in the mid-90s again today. That's why I wanted to come out. There's my new A-frame. And my down below here and here are my Black Beauty zucchinis. But yeah, those pumpkin plants are crazy. They are crazy. I've already watered them this morning so they can go a day. Tomorrow we're supposed to get rain, so I won't worry about it too much. And then I was showing you guys earlier, there's my compost bucket. And I have a mystery. I got to figure out what it is. I got to look at the leaf later. I throw everything in my compost bin. That's my other compost bin I'm going to start filling because I have something, I think that's pumpkin of some sort there. I'm not sure, growing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that grow. I'll just let it run out here, harvest it, then dig it up. And then I'll start filling this one with my compost because I create a lot of compost now. That I'm doing pumpkins and I'm going to be doing zucchinis and everything, all the peelings and stuff. I go through a couple of gallons a week of compost. So I'll have more compost than I know what to do with. So, and then there's just another shot of the last 3 Connecticut golds I grew. They're about 8-9 feet long now, the runners, and it's already latched itself to my fence. If I can safely do it this weekend, I'll safely remove that and run those that way. And there we go. I think we're going to call that. I just wanted to come out in the morning before it gets too hot and my phone dies out here and kind of give you guys an idea of how it's looking, do a little watering, and then get ready for my day. So I hope you guys all have a great day and hope to catch you guys in some of your lives later and watch some of your videos later. So you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.